This is Rocket. And the reason he's called Rocket is because of Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ronnie the Rocket O'Sullivan. I sent Ronnie a message once and just said, I called my cat Rocket after you. I don't know whether he thought it was like a put down or something like that, or if it was a joke, but he didn't respond for about 2 months. This is the most fascinating sports documentary I've ever seen. I'm going to comment on 5 scenes in it towards the end of the documentary that I find fascinating, because you get to see what we're seeing as spectators, what is really going on behind the scenes, and also what he's showing to the public who are there watching, the spectators, the commentators, etc., etc. You're getting to see the whole thing. I'm going to comment on every one, and it's the most fascinating documentary because you get to see into the mind of a genius and all his peers. He's the greatest of all time, no doubt, and 30 years at the top of your game. I don't know anybody else in sport who's been able to do that and continue to be number one. All his peers think he's a genius and call him a genius, and it's totally true when you see him play the game. I've never seen somebody play the game where the commentators get wrong what he's about to do so much of the time. Watch these clips and see if you feel what I felt about seeing that, because it's so fascinating.
Why hit it so hard, I mean?
And I miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 8.
Fucking.
Grantham 7.
Nightmare.
So unlucky to snooker himself. But he should have taken a little bit more time escaping from the snooker.
Yeah.
I've seen the gesture you did.
Sorry?
I've
A
seen the
gesture?
yeah.
What gesture did you see?
I saw
What?
it.
No, you tell me. What did you see? No, you tell me what you see.
I'm not going to see them.
No, you tell me what you saw, because you saw nothing. You saw nothing. Go and look at your camera. You saw nothing. Don't start. Don't start. Go and check your camera.
So Dennis Taylor then commentating. Obviously, Dennis Taylor knows better than Ronnie O'Sullivan. Why has he hit it so hard? It's like Ronnie's gone for the right shot that he feels in that moment, and he's the greatest of all time for 30 years, without doubt. Yeah, he's not been perfect throughout, and he's always looking for that perfect game, but he's not done something that is wrong, and that's what he alludes to later. He's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't, meaning that when he's done something wrong, everyone is on him. They're super critical. When he does something right, Ronnie's the greatest of all time, and he's had to deal with that for 30 years. And that's when he goes into that moment at the end of the documentary where it's kind of like, well, I don't care anymore. You know that he does, but that's how he's trying to cope. That's his coping mechanism. And then what makes me laugh in that scene is when the referee comes over and says, he just made a gesture. Has he made a gesture? Like, okay, if you've seen something, tell me what it was. No, you can't say anything. So don't come over and reprimand or give me a warning for something that... So it's Ronnie kind of acting in that situation that he's angry because he's come up and he's seen something that he hasn't seen. So he called him out on it. He's not able to bring any substance. And I love Ronnie for that, because he's so against the establishment or against the kind of company or the brand of snooker, because they're not treating their players right. That has to be said. Like, if you're in the top 10, you're okay. If you're in the top 100 or top 68, you might be okay financially, but you're just getting by, and that has to be for an elongated period. This is not a career in accountancy or law. This is snooker where you're going to be good for 5-10 years. If you're an outlier, which Ronnie is the biggest outlier of all, you're good for 30 years. Not many players have been able to do that. Alex Higgins, obviously, Stephen Hendry for a long time, Steve Davis for a long time. Only the greats, literally the top 5 of all time, have been able to make this work. So, love Ronnie for that.
It's possible, but I don't think Ronnie will even give it a second look. Well, he is, and he's playing the cannon on the red by the black. He's played the cannon. Fabulous pop. There's this.
And then he goes out, gets an opportunity. It's a really difficult red. John Virgo, Stephen Hendry, they're not confident. This is not the right opportunity. But Ronnie's got the composure, despite what you've just seen him in a room, beating himself up. He's got the composure and the strength to actually take on that red and have the confidence and realize that that's the perfect shot. That's the right shot in that moment. The commentators are doubting him, that it's a wrong decision, so that they can look good afterwards if he misses it. And then, like always with Ronnie, they're wrong, and they have to kind of like go back to the commentary with the tails between the leg because he just pulled it off. And that's what we love about Ronnie O'Sullivan. That even all that stuff he's falling to pieces behind the scenes, on the table, in front of the crowd, in front of his opponent, most important, and in front of the commentary and the viewers at home, he is super composed. Really fascinating insight, that.
15-11.
Fuck me, I feel absolutely bashed up. I feel bashed up, Steve. I feel bashed up. I don't feel like I can make 20 when I get in the balls. I don't. I feel better than I did. I feel a bit calmer. I still feel like when I'm amongst them, I think there's lots that can go wrong here. Do you know what I mean?
He just looks so relaxed, so cool.
34.
Graham Dot there saying he just looks so relaxed, so cool. And it's like just a second before we've seen him with Steve Peters and he's broken and it's all falling apart. He, even with that lead, and he's put himself into a solid position, the crowd's going wild and he's 15 frames up versus 11. He's only got 3 to win, but his self-doubt, super self-critical. That he's kind of like screaming into his psychologist, help me, I need to get through this. He wants it so badly, but he wants that perfect game. Fascinating.
But just didn't perform on day one, left it late. Ronnie O'Sullivan is in 7th heaven. He beats Judson 18 frames to 13.
Enjoy your snooker. Don't let them burn you out. Pick and choose. You're too good to let these fuckers ruin you, right?
Thank you for letting me practice with you.
No, listen.
Exhibitions, everything.
You're a good boy.
You took your time out for me, and I really appreciate
I'll always take my time for you. I respect you. You're a good man.
Thank you so much.
And your family's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Mate,
Love you, man.
Mate, well done, man.
Go and enjoy it.
Best achievement, best player of all time.
Cheers, mate.
Fucking love you, man. Mate,
I can't believe it.
Mate, well done, man. It's fucking incredible. So much hard work and graft, man.
Oh, fucking kills me.
Mate, you fucking deserve everything, man. You deserve everything.
Thank you.
Mate, you're amazing. Like, the dedication, everything that you put in, mate. You deserve fucking everything, man. You're a legend, mate. You've always taken care of me. You fucking everyone, mate. Everyone is so proud of you.
Thank
your
you.
whole team behind you, mate.
Thank you.
Go celebrate with your family, man. Enjoy yourself.
Love you, man.
Mate, well done, mate.
I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. Kill me.
I always love you. Always. Oh, no. No matter what.
We love
No.
We love you so much.
How can you not get emotional watching that? Like, I didn't used to like Judd Trump because I thought he was trying to copy Ronnie in the way that he played and he's flamboyant, he's fast, etc. Massive respect after watching that in the World Championship last year, I think it was, or this year. Massive respect for him. And those words with that intense rivalry, because he is the upcoming Ronnie O'Sullivan or something like that same type of game, that level of talent and what Ronnie said to him about don't let them change you, don't let them overwork you, don't let them burn you out. Those were true words, and the great thing was Ronnie was mic'd up, so you got to hear exactly what they were saying. And Judd's so class in the moment. You know, he's already by that moment accepted defeat, and he said before the game that it was a career highlight just being there in the World Championship final with Ronnie. So he always had that level of respect, but wanted to outdo him. He mentioned that he wanted 2,000 centuries, that he wanted to double Ronnie's record, etc., etc. And that might have been mind games. But then you see Ronnie with his family, and he's literally breaking down by that moment. It's like, I can't do it anymore. But he will only let that show when the crowd cannot see, and he's kind of like embracing them, and then he's like, I can't do it. And they are reassuring him, we love you, Dad, and we respect who you are, and you can't not be emotional about that, because you see everything that he's going through and the way that he hides all the pain and emotion for the vast majority of the time, so that you see the confident, flamboyant showman that is Ronnie O'Sullivan. But what's actually happening behind the scenes is, you know, he needs Steve Peters there in order to get him through these events. Oh man, it's a lot to take in.
That was me in my peak state. That was me kind of going in the trenches and kind of having to go, no, I want to win this tournament. And you guys were lucky enough to obviously film all that and get all that. There was a lot of rocky little patches along the way. But with snooker, you've got to put up with all that toxic sort of competitiveness that, it's so ugly. That's why I have to just do my job, play my game, be happy, content. Do you get what I mean? Because it's like, you can't win. There's no end to it. There's no end to it. There's no end to, like, you know, he's falling, he's slipping. Oh, now he's winning. He's great. He's amazing. He's the greatest player of all time. And then he's losing. Oh, he's slipping, you know. Oh, is his days numbered? I'm like, oh, God, I've heard that for 30 years. 30 years. You're always going to find a problem. And I just go, you know what? Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. That's how I've got with it. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, but I don't give a fuck no more. I've taken control of my life, and that is it. The most important thing is I'm happy. And I play snooker to a fucking extremely high level enough at a time, and I win enough to go, you know what, I don't give a fuck what any of you say. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm doing it my way. You should try doing it my way, because it fucking works. That's what I think. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think of them.
That's my favourite sentence of the documentary. And you should try, like with a bit of anger in his voice, you should try being me because it works. I really love that because just before, he's saying that he doesn't care anymore. And I think he means, he genuinely doesn't care what people think. I really believe that and I can relate to it. But he deeply, deeply cares about his own game and he playing the perfect shot, the perfect match, the perfect game. That's what he cares about because he's felt like he's had that in his career from being really young and he's had it for 30 years at times and he's gone in and out of that. So when he's not got it, it's frustrating and it kills him. You can see that. But yeah, I absolutely love that sentence. You should try being me because, and it's, you're damned if you don't, you're damned if you do. When he's wrong and he's taking a wrong shot or whatever people think and it doesn't go right for him, everyone's on him, everyone's on his back. When he's doing the right thing, everybody's your best mate. And that's how similar is that to life. When everything's going your way, your friend circle is suddenly massive. They're not your friends. They're people who want to be associated with your success. Your friends are the people that are there, like Steve Peters, like Damien Hirst. They are there when your chips are down, when you're addicted to a drug, when you're addicted to alcohol, and they're like, come on, let's go for a run, or come on, let's go for a chat. Those are your mates. And you should realize that in your early 20s. You should realize what your friends actually look like and when are they actually there. That's so important. My dad always said to me, you should be able to count your friends on a single hand, 5 friends. It's so true. And when I left Manchester years ago, I remember having a leaving party and there was like 80, 90 people there. And I thought, oh, I'm so popular. I'm 23 years old. And my best mate pulled me up at the time and he said to me, you idiot. Like, what, there should have been 5, 6 of us around the table having a dinner and then going out for a few drinks. And it was so true. And I knew it at the time, but it really hit me later. It was total nonsense what I was getting involved in. Being the man about town and having all those acquaintances who, guess what? When I moved out of the UK, they didn't stick. They didn't, and it was so easy to get in contact with you on Facebook and all these different technologies we had available, none of them stuck. Because guess what? When we moved out of that party environment, they had nothing in common. So yeah, it should have been 5 of us around the table. You've got to know who your mates are, who's really in your corner through thick and thin.